In 1960, T.L. Donaldson, an architect from London, wrote a book called Handbook of Specifications. This was the first formal recording of construction specifications. Donaldson needed a way to convey his design intent to the construction craftsman. He wanted his vision of the building materials and methods of installation clear. The result of his idea was a two-category system: carcass or structural shell and finishes. Pause the video and look at the different divisions. Donaldson's specification system was used until the need for a more complex system arose. In the 1930s, the introduction of structural steel caused one of the biggest construction booms in history. New York and Chicago were on a race to build the tallest buildings. Structural steel ushered new materials that Donaldson's two-category system did not address. Construction became highly competitive, and expedient dominated over quality. Successful builders compelled to scrutinize the specifications to find the cheapest way to build. Construction specifications took on greater importance as a means of communicating design intent and quality assurance. In 1948, Construction Specifications Institute, or CSI, was formed to develop a format for organizing construction specifications. Experienced specification writers from the Army Corps of Engineers and Naval Facilities Engineering Command became the base of CSI's mission. Their intent was to organize construction specifications and develop recognized principles and procedures to make bidding and construction more coherent. The goal was a Dewey Decimal style system that would provide a global construction index for contractors to read and follow specifications from job to job. However, controversy broke out over how sections were indexed. It wouldn't be until 1961 before the first CSI publication was released. In 1961, the guidelines were ready and published. The publication was called Format and Arrangement of Specifications and Related Documents. It was more a user's guide than rules. In 1962, 22-division rule was formed by CSI. However, in 1963, the divisions were reduced to 16. Further revisions continued until 1972. The 16 divisions were broken into 1,010 total headings. The headings grew even more until 1972. Many architects were frustrated and determined that project specifications could be produced less expensively by using individual office master specification standards. The American Institute of Architects and CSI realized the system was not working. So, back to the drawing board. A conference was held called Conference on Uniform Construction Indexing, where the Uniform Construction Index was incorporated. It was an alphanumeric system. For example, 9D would be broken down as 9 being concrete, and D was the fourth subsection under concrete. In 1978, CSI adopted a formal brand for the revised specification system. It was then branded MasterFormat as we know it today. However, the 1978 version was far from the system we know today. In 78, it was still 16 divisions and an alphanumeric format. However, finding information was difficult. So, in 1988, when I personally started my career at an architect's office, scopes were introduced. The scopes were broken into broad, medium, and narrow, which would later evolve to be known as subdivisions. On a personal note, I can testify that specifications was considered a curse word. Architects were so exasperated with all the ups and downs of the standardization process that they had decided the whole system needed to be thrown in the trash. It was quite an oppressive environment. By 1995, the scopes were renamed as levels. Pause the video and take a moment to decipher these levels. Finally, 2004 was the historic year of stability for MasterFormat. The 16 divisions were expanded to 50, from 00 to 49. The levels were increased to 5 levels, where the 5th level was reserved for government branches. The entire system was numeric. Each level was separated by a space, and sublevels within the level were separated by a period. Pause the video and analyze the image. This is now how we label specifications using MasterFormats. Pause and view the tree of levels on this image. Now it's your turn. Go to the next step on Blackboard for an assignment to determine what each of these MasterFormat specification numbers are referred to.